Hello there, thank you very much for joining us wherever you're tuning in across the country and also on the World Wide Web. This is K24 and you're watching The Pacesetter, a weekly feature program where we profile corporate leaders and leading entrepreneurs seeking to find what makes them and the businesses stick. I am Richard Kagoy. Our guest in the program today is the Executive Director at Azizah General Trading Company based in the city of Dubai, Jalal Balala. Jalal, great to see you.
Good to see you again.
I like the energy.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you around.
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure always meeting with you.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Wow. How is it happening in Dubai?
Well, Dubai is progressing despite the bips in the economy and the financial aspect of what happened, the meltdown. But it's going to recover.
Okay.
Yeah, I truly believe that Dubai can come back.
Dubai can come back.
And it's doing well because it has a world-class infrastructure. The authorities there are focused. I think they just need a few minor changes and everything should go back on track. Yeah.
So there's that resilience and determination to bounce back, yeah?
I think there is, and the potential is there. Yeah.
Indeed, and of course you must be watching very keenly, the events here back at home. Of course, coming back from the 2008 post-election crisis, we're talking about some secondary effects of the global financial crisis as well. But, I mean, when you just look around at how Kenyans are really managing, are we back on track?
Kenya is on track. Kenya is on track and it's evolving in the right fashion. I think we are very lucky. In spite of what happened in 2007, we have learned a big lesson. It was a wake-up call for all of us. As you know, most of the so-called third world countries were not affected by this financial crisis as much as the first world was affected, because third world were not able to access those big loans and the financial instruments that the first world had. So we are lucky in a way that we were not affected so much. And Africa is still very young and has great resources, both human as well as material. And Kenya is one of those important countries in Africa. And we are setting the pace for the rest of the neighboring countries as well as other countries in Africa.
And what can you say in particular that has really stood out, in comparison to our neighbors? Because of course you talked about the potential that this country has. And when you compare notes, having traveled extensively to different parts of the world and, doing business, what are some of the things that we're doing right?
I think this issue of our constitution, this is a big thing. And for the first time that the citizen of this country is informed about his rights, about how he's going to be governed and what is going to be where, is very important. I think even the neighboring countries are looking at us with envy, and I've had some of my friends from other African countries in the West and North, as well as South Africa, saying that Kenya is doing very well and this is a good thing. And we're not going to go back. There's no going back after this.
And indeed, of course, investment is really guided by certain perceptions. And when you look at the way we had a successful referendum, of course you were quite, busy in Dubai, but still, monitoring the situation here back at home.
I was following it up.
Have we been able, because I mean, during the post-election crisis, we lost our democratic credentials. But have we been able to redeem ourselves, Jalal?
I think in a way. And I must give credit to our leaders as well for doing the right thing, for being focused on the issue of the constitution, and the need to deliver this to the people, because we've been waiting for a long time. And I think our leaders should set the example and come closer to the people, go down to the ground and start feeling the people and what they need and providing them. They should not lose focus on the need of the people, because the people are the ones who put them there. This is in a way maturity. We are evolving. As a nation, we're still very young, but we are doing it gradually but surely, and this is a good thing.
So you're saying that our leaders should leverage on the goodwill that we enjoy for this moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think things have calmed down, and there is planning in the process, and we should wait. We should wait to give them the benefit of the doubt, and in our own way, do the best we can. Yeah.
And you know, how should we take advantage of the opportunity that we have as a country, Jalal? When you're talking about quite a highly skilled labor force, and we're talking about our strategic location and lots of the opportunities that we enjoy compared to the rest of Africa, business-wise.
Key is our leaders to set the example and to be serious about that. Institutions and standards must be created in order for everybody to abide by them. If you look at the West and those countries that have developed, is because they use standards, specific standards, in whatever they do. Education, construction, policy must be there and must be abided by. Institutions must be grown not to allow personalities to take over. You see, the problem with Africa now, is personality cults. It's the man. It's not the institution. We want to bring it back to the institution and not the man. Whether the man is there or not, the institution works. Just like in America and Europe. If the president or the prime minister or the government is there or not, the country still operates smoothly.
So we have systems in place.
There's
that consistency.
Exactly. We need to actually implement those policies that we've adopted, we've put in place, and we need serious leadership. And our leaders must be able to set the example and must focus on providing that service to the people. Not focus on what they can benefit from their positions, but rather from their positions, what they can do for the people.
Are you saying, Jalal, that we should see ourselves as the people who have, we owe the future generations, in the sense that the decisions that we make right now will go a long way in determining, what life will become like for those who come after us? So is this an opportunity for us to make rights, the wrongs that are made in the past?
Absolutely, and we've been doing this for a long time now. We've just been compared to those lethargic nations of the past, and also the corrupt peoples that have brought down their countries, and I think we should now start changing and operating in a better fashion than we did before.
Yeah. Of course, there's a story that really made headlines just a couple of months ago, and this was sort of a standoff between Kenya and Dubai. And this is in relation to a new directive that came from the Dubai government, saying that Kenyans, if you don't have a college degree, you can't gain entry into Dubai. I mean, of course, that was resolved thanks to lots of efforts from, led by the president and the Minister for Foreign Affairs and, a contingent of, top government officials who went to Dubai and resolved that issue. What sort of like the relations between now Kenya and the UAE?
I think that was a sad incident that took place, unfortunately. But otherwise, the relationship between the UAE and Kenya is excellent. And the balance of trade is actually in the favor of the UAE.
Oh, it's still skewed in favor of Dubai.
Exactly, in favor of Dubai and the UAE. However, we can improve and we can capitalize on this through our own efforts. It is for us to go there and actually access that market and reduce the balance of trade in their favor and make it into our favor. And that can be done because there were existing bilateral relations or protocols between the UAE and Kenya that I believe can still be utilized to the brim. And that Kenya has had an embassy in the UAE for the last 18 years.